All right, hello. Hello. You all come in. I have my other microphone on today. I do not have my AirPods. So you all come in, and hit the like and hit the share button. And someone that comes in, let me know how you can hear me. If the sound is good. I was not sure if I was even going to have the time to live stream today. So I'm doing it this way. I'm going to have to drive and live stream simultaneously at the same time. But you can still come in. Let me know what part of the world you are tuning in from. Let me know your city, your state, your country, all over the world: London, Spain, Nigeria, Ghana, every what else? I don't know. Um, Dubai. You all have come in from all parts of the world and the United States. So let's get into this live stream as you come in and do your do now. I want to talk about three topics. One, the Biden administration looking to sell off the Bitcoin that the United States have in its possession that was supposed to come from Silk Road. Before I get out of my driveway, let me look this up. Um, how much Bitcoin was it actually the government wants to sell, or the Biden administration would like to sell? They came from the quote unquote what the government. Um, my connection is lost. Y'all let me know how this connection is. Okay, federal government just got the green light to sell. You all listen at this: 6.5 billion, 6.5 billion Silk Road Bitcoin before Trump enters office. So this is the Biden administration. 6.5 billion of Bitcoin, and they, you know, confiscated that some type of way from the Silk Road and illegal activities. Now, what you talking about 6.5 billion? What is that going to do? What's that going to cause? Well, we're gonna see the market goes even red, and the Trump administration believes that Biden administration is doing this intentionally so that they can crash the market before he officially exits office in inauguration before January the 20th, and this will cause um, the Trump administration to have to buy back Bitcoin at a higher price. So they feel like there's the sabotage that's going on with the selling of Bitcoin. Like, what's the reason, right? The logic behind it of selling it at this point, right? Before he exits out. Now, Trump talks about that he wants crypto he wants the United States to be the crypto dominatory force of the world, crypto. And then he says he wants Bitcoin to be the superpower of the planet. So he distinguishes quite differently the difference between Bitcoin and crypto. And speaking of that, you have the United States cryptos that Trump is proposing that has offices and headquarters in the United States that Trump is proposing to be tax free. And those cryptos are XRP, of course, headquarters in California, XRP, Algorand, and ADA, Charles Hoskins and ADA. So, with that being said, those three particular cryptos are incentives if you are holding them and you are a United States citizen to be tax free cryptocurrency. So, now, Trump, right? Trump, you all come in. Someone give me a sound check. Um, Trump wanting to raise tariffs on other countries, on foreign countries. And I believe those tariffs are at what, 25%, right? And a lot of Americans are applauding it because they are under the ideal that this is going to also cross out paying income taxes, right? That's just how much Americans and people in general hate the paying of taxation of their hard-earned money. But they're not realizing that this is going to cause inflation simultaneously at the same time. So let's look at this tariff tax, right? The tariff tax. If you look at your clothing, for example, you will see that 97% of your clothing, 97% of the clothing that we wear as Americans is not made in America, right? And so 97% of the clothing is not made in America. They're made overseas. Now, the production of this clothing, the people that produces the clothing, for example, are paid very, very low wages, like $150 a month. So you're paid low wages, $150 a month there, and then now you have the tariff tax, which means that the countries that are making these at a low cost, that's even Nike, whether it's Nike brand or just something you have of a clothing and not footwear. If the stores in America carries the Nike or the clothes or the Target or whatever your boutique or shopping place that you go for you or your children or loved ones to buy your clothing, now that clothing with the shipping and etc. is going to cost more, right, for the buyers or for the department heads to have. It's going to cost them more because of the tax, and then they're going to relate that up cost to the consumer. And so what this really means is that that taxation is just going to change to inflation. That you're going to be paying more for your everyday things, like let's just say your iPhones from China. Um, let's say you go to Walmart and you are accustomed to maybe buying like a Shark vacuum cleaner or something, and its regular price is $200. The taxes, the tariff taxes, now makes the regular price $220. Okay, Walmart is going to pass that on to the consumer, right? When you buy that particular name brand. So with that being said, with taxation leaving, we're going to see the price of inflation. So it's going to really balance out. Also, the other catch 22 of this is that Trump wants these foreign countries to have their headquarters in the United States versus production in those foreign countries. And so now you're going to see a trade war that's going to happen because these other countries say, okay, you're going to have tariff taxes applied to us, right? So we're going to apply tariff taxes to the things that we export. If you want to provide these taxes um, on the thing that we export, so they're going to in return have those taxes applied on the imports of the United States too. So now we can enter into a trade war. And then we have Trump that wants to buy Greenland, wants to buy Greenland and Canada. I understand that he's saying that um, the United States is spending billions of dollars for to protect these countries through our military. So he's saying, this is billions of dollars that we go out and spend to your military, but he can buy Greenland. The thing is, and he wants to take over Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal as well. But the bigger question is, why does he want Greenland, right? And the answer to that is Greenland is very rich in minerals, but more so, it's its military warning position that it is, in veil position of its military systematic warning that it has, would also be beneficial to the United States if we not only go into a trade war, but a World War III of a tech war as well. Because again, Trump wants to be the crypto dominated crypto capital of the world. So things that Greenland have, like deposits of rare earth minerals, um, platinum, um, titanium, all these clean energy things that are used in electric vehicles, wind turbines, transmission lines, and then again, coal, uranium, precious metals, precious stone, billions, billions of untapped barrels of oil, advanced supply, or a lot of supply of natural gas. So it makes you wonder, like, how rich is the United States in its oil when it comes to um, the reserve. So that's why he wants Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal. Because when it comes down to this, World War III is going to be about what countries have these precious metals and are riches in those areas of these precious metals and commodities and oil. And the United States is not that right now, and it's never been that. And that's why you got Africa, who's very rich as well, China, Russia. And so the United States is saying, hey, we're going to take away protecting, Russia. We spend billions of dollars protecting you from China and things like that. And the United States is threatened to take away that protection. But these other countries, and this is where we have BRICS, they're coming together anyway and saying, hey, we're going to come together and dump the United States dollar. Like, they are, they're saying we don't want your military presence because you're not going to come in and strip our country and our land of our precious metals and commodities for your devalued paper currency. Now, if you listen to Trump in 2021, he was totally against Bitcoin. He said that he considered Bitcoin as a scam. He was totally against Bitcoin. And now, 2025, he wants to be the Bitcoin superpower of, I guess, the universe, right? And so now he's for Bitcoin. He was against Bitcoin in 2021 because he said that Bitcoin was a threat to the United States dollar. So this is just giving you the clues and the insight that the United States is going to lose its world reserve currency. Like, that's going to happen. And that's why the 6.5 billion from the Biden administration to keep Bitcoin right now, which is digital gold, would be a big hit to the United States before Trump's take office, because right now us having that amount of Bitcoin is the only thing that we have, because we don't have precious metals or commodities. Give me a second, y'all. Let me. Okay, so as I was explaining last night, this explains what the M2 money supply is, and the issue is in the United States. United States is $36 trillion in debt. I think I said 32 trillion yesterday, but $36 trillion in debt. And the amount of gold reserves that we have when it was last audited, maybe less, was around 500 billion. So when you do the math and you balance the books, the United States owes more than the real money the precious metals, the commodities that we have to pay off the debt. So, as Trump said, he feel like Bitcoin is the only option, the only answer to cancel out the American debt. The question most people don't ask is, who is America in debt to? Don't keep saying United States is in debt. United States is in debt. Never ask themselves, who is an America in debt to? What's up, Smoke the Game B? You're the first one to come in and say hello. I don't know what's going on with people today. Can you all hear me well? I do have a new microphone on. Let me know if the sound is good. You're the only one to come in and say hello. I guess everybody's like me, ordering something to eat in the drive-thru. How you doing? Yes. All right. Thank you. Something. Is it raining? I heard something out here. I think we're about to get rain. So, all right. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Let me make sure my volume is up. So the M2 money supply. What is the M2 money supply? Well, is the amount of debt the United States owes versus um, how much we have in real money and our reserve. Blessing to you. Happy New Year. That's what you're supposed to do when you walk inside someone's house. What are you talking about? When you walk inside somebody's house, that's what you're supposed to do. I have no idea what you're talking about. Crypto with Enrich. Blessings to you. Happy New Year to you as well. You know, we getting some rain and it looks like some little hail. Saying hi. Oh, what? That's right. That's called being courteous. Having in the South, my grandmother say having manners. Where's your manners when you walk in someone's home and don't speak? You're absolutely correct. So thank you. Having manners for coming in and saying hello. So when we look at the M2 money supply of the United States, you all, we're in debt more than what we have to pay off the debt. And this is what Trump is trying to do. But and being so aggressive and trying to take over, Canada, Greenland, the Panama Canal. He's going to cause a trade war. This is not the first time the United States have went bankrupt. And I told you all that World War III is inevitable. Why? It's because you all, it's only these wars that's going to change and convert over the monetary system. It's just not going to be. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. We're not just going to wake up 1 or 2 years from now, and we're just going to be all digital dollars. It's not going to happen like that. It's going to take war. It's going to be turbulent times ahead. These other countries are already paying low wages to their citizens to produce the thing that many of Americans wear, and it's going to be also a trade war. Even Mexico, um, the president of Mexico, she said that, hey, Trump, you apply tariffs on us, we're going to apply it right back. These are going to be turbulent times ahead. Now, if Biden sells the $6.5 billion of Bitcoin and it crashes Bitcoin, I'm actually going to be thankful for that, because I need crypto to get, Bitcoin in particular, to get a good little dip because that's in my advantage. Whenever Bitcoin in particular is in the red, um, that's a buying opportunity for me. That means it's on sale. Lee Brown, hello to you, aka Les Brown, says greetings, Queen. In my opinion, I believe meeting that Trump, Garland House, and Stewart, I'm driving in, I got my glasses, I'm trying to read, was about tokenizing the debt on the XRP ledger, among other things. Now, that's a great point you brought out, and I'm glad I had time to stop and read it. The Department administration exit bonus, yes, I take it. I take it, Biden. Go ahead, do it. Go ahead and put Bitcoin below 90K again. That's gonna make Bitcoin great again. Go right ahead and do it. But let's talk about that, the tokenization of debt on XRP Ledger. That's a very intelligent perspective that you brought out, because not only is that going to increase the market cap of the XRP, but it will help the tokenization of debt. But how are other countries going to respond to that? Because we know through the XRPL, and again, XRP, Algorand, ADA are those American crypto-based companies. We owe other countries debt. Like United States is in debt to China, but United States is also in debt to the Federal Reserve. Most people think that the Fed and government is the same, and they're not. So United States is in debt to the Fed too. Now, for example, like I was breaking down number 13 to you all, right? There's only one central bank in the United States. The other 12 central banks are overseas. When that money is printed, that's not coming from government. That's coming from the Federal Reserve and the 13 banking families. So yeah, you can transition that debt, but the RLUSD is a United States stable coin. It's not going to be the stable coin for these other countries, because they're going to have their own CBDCs. And other countries are just not going to allow the United States to build up its own stablecoin and cross-border transition technology of XRP, and they get the short end of the stick and not get what's owed to them. And then you think they're going to ship their products to the United States at a higher cost at the same time? Like, that's really getting them the short end of the stick. Good evening to you, DJ Underground. If Bitcoin crash, Rock and other companies will buy it quickly. And I think that says BlackRock. You all, I got to thinking yesterday, because The Simpsons episode 31, season 31, episode 13 is still on my mind. And I got to thinking that if Professor Fink represents Larry Fink and BlackRock, Professor Fink decided to, in The Simpsons, he decided to give the illusion on the whiteboard that the Fink coin, aka Bitcoin, was, I would say, collapsed, or it was not SHA-256 secure. And then he gave the ledger, he gave the billions to Lisa on the ledger. How do we know that Larry Fink of BlackRock won't crash or collapse Bitcoin as well? Now, I stand on this. I don't ever see, as far as USD, from a USD price perspective, I don't ever see Bitcoin going to zero, ever. Right? But BlackRock, it's a monopoly. They have enough Bitcoin that if they sell off, or if it creates another hard fork, and they will have the original Bitcoin, and the hard fork will be the alternative, or the second best form of the Bitcoin that will be offered to the people. So that's why it's so important, in my opinion, because we don't know how this black swan event can happen, how this thing can go. It's so many different ways and directions to get the original Bitcoin while it is still available. Because I only see Bitcoin going to zero in the fixed amount that's available right now, not ever in the price. So if Professor Fink did that on The Simpsons, right, BlackRock, it's so monopolized right now. Like Michael Saylor, they can just, Michael Saylor won't, but they can do something to create another fork and not give people, like Bitcoin Cash is another fork. It's not as valuable as the Bitcoin. And that's what I mean by that. And simultaneously, let's look at Professor Burns with XRP. The 32,000 citizens of Springfield, Spring for XPR, right? Springfield, they were not rich and they were not intelligent enough to see that Mr. Burns was what central banks and federal reserves are to American citizens and our citizens all over the world right now who consume 97% of the wealth. Japan is in the house again. Thank you. If Bitcoin crash, BlackRock and other companies will buy it, they will. And that probably will be the concept of to have it to crash. And that's why I have cash on the side just in case that that they do that, because what most people will do, especially the people that's XRP army, they will have the mindset that, oh, here's the time Bitcoin is going to crash and now XRP and the Phoenix is going to rise. But I want you all to think in terms of the Simpsons episode that gave us the blueprint of what's going to happen. Mr. Burns stayed wealthy. The 32,000 citizens of Springfield that wealth did not transfer to them. I want you all to realize that there is a Ripple IPO that's only available for accredited investors, and there is an XRP. Although all of this debt for the United States can get on the XRPL ledger, we're not sure that that's going to go to XRP. It can go to the private Ripple IPO stocks. And that's why I'm telling people that Ripple is two sides to that coin. And you think you have the one that's going to be worth $10,000. See, I tell people, where there is smoke, there is a little fire. Where there is lies, there is a little truth mixed in. We may see a $10,000, but it probably is going to be the Ripple IPO that accredited investors holding, not the XRP token. Because that's not the plan of the elite to ever uplift and elevate everyday working people. Why? Because just like the United States do not have enough gold in its reserve to pay off its national debt, the United States also have to have the working energy from everyday working people in order to support it continuously to be a strong economy. We are the energy. That's why if you have a job and they tell you to go to HR, human resource, because you are the human resource. Everyday working people. The plan is never to make the 97% rich. Now, can you become a millionaire or XRP? Yes, depends on, what price that you purchase it at. Right, I'm just gonna get off here. What price that you purchase it at? What's your selling price? What's your buying price? There's people right now that got it under 50 cents, for example, that's already millionaires. It doesn't have to be $10,000 a token. Hello to you. A lot of people don't have the coin. What coin are you talking about? There is only one XRP coin. No, oh my Lord. There's a Ripple IPO stock only for accredited investors. That's why the July 13th ruling 2023, the Judge Torres said, go read it, go Google it, fact check me, please do. That when sold to institutional investors, it is a security. That's the Ripple IPO stock. When sold to retail investors, that's XRP that you get on these exchanges. It's a non-security. It's two sides to that coin with XRP, and it's still in court right now. We may see a $10,000, but it's going to be that Ripple IPO stock, in my opinion. Swartz confirmed. No, whatever. Okay, believe that if you want to. You wouldn't know because you're not an accredited investor. You could believe David Swartz did not. It's a Ripple IPO to accredited investors, a private stock. If that was not the case, it wouldn't be a twofold judgment. Torres wouldn't have said it was sold to institutional investors with contracts. That she wouldn't have said that in the judgment if that was the case. My God, people want to believe what they want to believe. Go research before you debate. But anyway, all right, if you think everyday working class people you think this government is gonna make everyday working class people multimillionaires and billionaires, then go right ahead. No, just go right ahead if you think they're going to give that opportunity. And most people are gonna sell at $10 anyway. So because why? People don't really understand what investing is. All they understand is working. The Bible says a man that don't work don't eat, and most people are consumer minded. They don't understand investment. For them right now, crypto is just a quick fix. They're gonna get their thousands. They're gonna travel, just like when the PPP loans hit. What do? Went out, got seafood, got steak, got bigger televisions, went on shopping sprees, and some of them upgrade their vehicle. They don't understand what investing is. They only spending money. So when they get to that point where it's $10, $20, they're not gonna hold for the long term anyway. But let's just say XRP does hit $10,000, right? It's still not higher than Bitcoin. Still not higher than Bitcoin. And with that being said, however, XRP will not be the global reserve currency. It's going to be the global transaction technology. That's a big difference as well. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the silver squeeze. Silver right now, physical silver. I can't put the website up right now because I'm driving, but go to Milli, MILLI moves.com. Go to millimoves.com, you all. They have some new silver uploaded on their website that just was released today. Silver right now, the ratio of silver to gold is 88-1, meaning that 88 ounces of silver is equal to 1 ounce of gold. 88-1. So when we're talking about the math and doing the numbers on things, it makes sense to get silver right now because you have that upside potential, and that's the greatest ROI, return on your investment. Now, the reason why we have not seen silver price escalate is because a lot of the rich and wealthy people are in silver certificates. They're in paper silver. They're not in the physical silver, which is I've been telling you all. If they call that margin call and tell, because people that really have a lot of silver, they're not storing it in their homes. They're not putting themselves in danger, right? The institution that they have the large quantities from store the silver for them, and so they have the silver certificates. If they turned in those silver certificates, right, stuff that everyday people don't know anything about, just like the Ripple IPO stock, that they don't have access to. They have that contractual agreement with the organization that's storing their silver for them in millions and multiple millions of dollars amount. If they call that company's hand that's storing their silver and say, we want the physical silver, we will see silver per ounce 2000 and beyond what the price of gold already is. And all it takes is that call on demand. That's just like all it takes from American citizens all at once to go to the bankers and say, we want our cash, we're taking out our cash. We'll see a collapse of the economy overnight, like just like that. Why? Because silver is used every day. It is needed for computers, 5G Wi-Fi, phone batteries, RFID chips, and our vehicles. Just like oil, that commodity oil is so much of a use right now, from our plastic bags to the plastics in our vehicles, um, to not just the oil to heat our homes and to fuel our vehicles, right? So many things that oil is used for, the same use cases for silver, right? The same use case for silver. So you all, I'm logging off. I just want to bring that to you. The United States have been bankrupt. The Great Depression was one of them. That's why we had the Great Depression. And it's probably a great thing that I can't even see some of these comments, because I don't like debating with people that's not knowledgeable about the two sides of XRP and don't even know that. In fact, all you have to do is look at the contracts, the contractual agreements that Ripple have with these bankers and financial institutions. It's never going to say XRP. It is going to say Ripple Labs Inc. That's who the contracts is always for. And yes, we are going to get retail investors are going to get the drippings, right? Let's see. Or some of the what's on the XRPL ledger, you're going to get some of that benefit, but you're not going to get that maximum benefit. That's why I don't think XRP would ever be $10,000 a token, but that Ripple IPO stock will be. Right, that Ripple IPO stock will be. So I can't, as you all can see, no, sir, you do your research. You do your research. Now, I'm not going to miss out. Sir, I've been speaking about crypto since 2019. I have 5 figures in XRP. You want to have this conversation? How much do you have? Let's compare portfolio. I've been talking about Bitcoin and crypto since 2019. I'm not going to miss out. I tell the truth for what it is. And I research this. I do my research and due diligence. And I don't debate with someone that has more in their portfolio or no more than me. It is what it is. History may not repeat itself, but it often rhymes. That's just like when they made it illegal for the citizens to own gold in the 1930s. When they made it illegal, they confiscated their gold. And then what? They increased the price per ounce than what it was. It's never the government's intention to make people just rich like that with a token. Now you probably ask me, well, Bitcoin at some point was $2. Yes, it was. It was. Do you want to make that point? That Bitcoin was $2 at one point, and you don't think XRP will reach 6 figures? Do you know how many people knew about Bitcoin when it was $2? Do you know how hard it was to get Bitcoin when Man, y'all still on? Y'all stayed on? I'm gonna have to position my phone different. I'm in a rural area, so I'm not gonna have good connection in here. I was just logging on to make sure I end the live stream, and y'all stayed on. It's probably a good thing my internet did, because that person that was on, they was about to get the business from me. Like, I've never seen so many people want to be so argumentative about stuff they don't research and tell me I'm missing out. Didn't even ask me, do I have XRP? Yeah, I'm still holding on. I have it because I brought in at a low price. Even if it hit $10 for me, I'm good. But I'm talking about these people talking about 110,000. How many people still on? What? Yes. Okay, okay, okay. But look, that little time gave me some time to calm down. So I got on my other phone, and because I knew I was entering a rural area, I thought I was gonna be finished with the live stream by then. So I'm kind of out of that area, and I lost my internet connection. And so let me end this live stream. But I'm gonna tell you this: we got some turbulent times ahead. And like I said, what Trump is doing, these tariffs, trying to buy Greenland, um, he's making aggressive moves. And we cannot go back. We cannot go back to the gold standard. The cat is out the bag now. You can't tokenize it's going to be digital. But this great reset is going to have to more than likely have World War III, because neither one of these countries are backing down. United States is saying we're giving you our billions to protect you with our military, and these other countries say, well, we're joining together anyway to dump the dollar. And it's all about money. People, war is always about money. I'm just being real too. I hope that person is gone off. I'm just being real too. But I'm not new to crypto. I'm not new to this. I'm not new to crypto at all. But what I was saying, I think when before my service went out, before I lost connection, is that some people make the argument, well, Bitcoin was once $2 too, and Queen, it hit $107,000. Yeah, but how many people knew about Bitcoin when it was $2? How easy was it to buy Bitcoin when it was $2? Could you go on the exchange like you can now with XRP and get it when it was just $2? No, you could not. Did we have a Bitcoin army when Bitcoin was $2? No, you did not. It was kept secret, away from the general public. Jeremiah da Vinci knew about it. Most people didn't even, even at $20,000. And people now still don't understand Bitcoin. And 90,000 something dollars. Last I looked at it was 96. They still don't understand it. Listen, Ripple and XRP are different. Point blank, period. Believe it? Don't want to believe it? You think you got the real deal? Okay. Let's, they just as different as Apple and in the iPhone. I mean, it's different. Apple is the company, iPhone is the product, or their Apple their products. XRP is the technology. Ripple is the company. XRP is the product. And just like it was private, Apple IPO stocks before it went public, same thing with Ripple IPO stocks. Same thing. And I can take these out because I'm not going to be reading comments, because I got my phone at a different angle. But it's still going to be some people that's good. It is. XRP and Bitcoin are going to be great. Always going to be it. Let me log out. I'm traveling. My service is bad. My phone is going in and out. But that's why I've been telling you, I'll go to millermoves.com. Look for the silver squeeze. If that silver squeeze happen and that paper certificates get turned in, these people make a call on their physical silver, we are going to see the price of physical silver just as the ounce of silver going to be just as gold right now, just as gold. Those U.S. cryptos, ADA was one that's featured on The Simpsons at like $36. So those U.S. cryptos, ADA, and then of course, you got XRP and Algorand. But there's not going to be XRP is not going to be. It's not a world currency. It's a global transaction technology. It's not going to be the global world reserve currency. It's going to be the global transactional technology that the world that is used globally. All these countries, some of them going to have different stable coin. They're not going to adopt the RLUSD. That's why it has US in it, because it's for the US. But all I'm saying, you all, let's see if Biden is going to sell that 6.5 billion of Bitcoin to crash it. Some of the weak hands in Bitcoin might sell out themselves. They might lose the faith behind it. Scare tactic. And pay attention to Trump and these tariffs. We're going to see inflation. As my grandmother would say, if it don't comes out in the wash, it's going to come out in the rinse. Meaning that that's a southern thing. Meaning that if they don't get you from one end, they're going to get you through the other end. But they're going to get you. They're going to get you. You're not going to be exempt for income taxes and not see that reflected. I got a text message. And not see that reflected in inflation. It's just going to switch. So trade war could be coming up. Um, Other countries going to start fighting Trump. Trump trying to buy these countries in the Panama Canal, and trying to get these other countries rich minerals, because the United States, we're already broke. Just research M2 money supply. I cannot read the statements. Probably glad that I can't. But for any other you know what? I know XRP has to be a Mr. Burns type coin, because so many people that's in XRP, it reflects the evil and the cruelty that they have to keep people oppressed and suppressed, and their behavior and their mannerism shows that. Let me say this real quick. Somebody left a comment and they told me that they sold all their XRP because they feel like a lot of people that's invested in it, they are rude and evil and et cetera, et cetera. We can look at Revelation 13, XRP connected to 13. Um, 13 and 16, the mark of the beast, no man can buy or sell without it. Which, when we look at XRP technology, that may be the true thing. But, and I told that person, don't sell. Don't sell because of that, because you got some rude, you may have some rude people that's investing in Bitcoin. I haven't met them yet because I've been to the Bitcoin conferences since Bitcoin Miami in 2019. Nothing but liberals, happy people that are not only wealth conscious but health conscious. I haven't met any Bitcoin maximus that's rude, but on my platform, a lot of XRP folks, XRP Army, they are rude, and they use the same language. I was listening to like Crypto Hook channel, and that man was just cussing up a storm. I'm like, is it just rude? He was MF and this and F that, and I'm like, this what XRP people is. But I told that person, I said, don't. I said, do not sell your XRP because of that. Because not everybody that's XRP holders are like that. And I said, the Bible says that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. If you get out the opportunity to get the wicked's wealth, how are you going to retrieve it if you are the just? We know XRP is here to support the bankers. It is called the banker's coin. And we know that the bankers is what keep working class people oppressed through the central banking system. Or you should know that if you understand how the banking system works. And I say this quote often. Henry Ford said, if people understood how the banking system worked, there would be a bank run tomorrow. Henry Ford, right? If you really knew how the banking system, how your money sitting in banks through direct deposits or savings, because some people live paycheck to paycheck, they don't have. As soon as that direct deposit hit, they're broke again, and that's because of fractional reserve banking. But the bank take your devalue, and they know this currency is devalued. They know the dollar is not backed by gold. They know it's not backed by anything of value. But they know that returning to the gold standard would balance out the books, that they can't just print unlimited money in circulation. That's supply and demand. The more that's in circulation, the less that is worth. They know they are oppressing people. They know that I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say about income tax, but they know. But they're gonna continue to get wealth. And what the banks do is take the money that's deposited, and they invest in forex, and they lend it out to other people, and they do usury on their loans, and they do things like 2008 um, subprime loans, and now they just call it non-prime, same thing, and they repeat, rinse and repeat, because most people don't want to get a financial education. They want to buck the system. They want to fuss and argue instead of research and get knowledge. They don't know that gold is real money. Article 1 stands 10 in the Constitution. They don't understand JFK Executive Order 11110 that he signed in to return back to the silver standard as well. They don't know that the Wizard of Oz is all about monetary standard. That's why it's called Oz for ounces and the Golden Brick Road. And Dorothy had on silver slip red. They don't know any of that. They don't know President Nixon devalued and removed the peg from the dollar in 1971. But they want to come on here and debate with me that there's not a Ripple IPO stock that exists for accredited investors. And they want to think they got the real deal. If you believe that, when the United States didn't allow American citizens to keep real money and gold in 1933 depression, then you deserve to have the fool's gold. If you think you got what a accredited investor that has have $1 million in assets and over 2 years of earning 200, at least 200K a year and 300K if you have a spouse, if you think you have what they have, then you're delusional. But that's okay because you're still in a good place with XRP. I've heard this analyst say that XRP is the technology of Chat GPT. You're investing in the technology, people, and you're still in a good place, especially if you got it under $2, and especially if you got large quantities of it. Because even if it go to $10 at that point, you're good. Especially if you didn't buy in at $2 and some cent, and you didn't come in late. If you're like me, you got in early once you knew what you had. And the same thing when it comes to ADA, when it comes to me. The same thing when it comes to Chainlink, the Oracle. The same thing when it comes to Flare. The same thing when it comes to XLM. The same thing when it comes to XDC. The same thing when it comes to Quant. I can go on, but I'm not gonna get my crypto portfolio because there's a lot of people pay or have paid for private crypto. So I'm not even gonna keep talking about the cryptos that are undervalued. But the same thing when it comes to XPR, the only crypto that's on the Fed now website, the federal website, as accepting payment. And you want to argue me about XRP and you don't even know about XPR? I agree with you. Gold and silver is great. Thing to that first. I don't really tell people. I know for there's somebody, and I'm able to stop and read this. I know for a fact there is an IPO for accredited investors. Thank you, Dan. Oh my God. Oh, I hate saying it. I don't hate saying it, but I don't like saying it because I be around little kids, and for some reason they tell little kids that that's a bad thing to say. I don't know why, but I don't know why. I don't know why OMG is bad, but the older um population tell little kids not to say that. I said. But anyway, I agree with you, gold. I tell people not gold because of the silver to gold ratio is like 88 to 1. So at $40 an ounce, you could just stack silver to get gold. Cause I'm telling you, when that silver squeeze, that's what Wall Street Bets was all about. When that silver squeeze happened, silver's gonna be the price of gold. And guess what? You only pay $40 for it. Silver gonna be a 2,000 an ounce. When that short squeeze really happened, and the people with the physical certificates turn those in, they want the physical gold. Okay, you, I'm logging off. Hey, thank you all for staying on. This live stream lost my internet for almost 10 minutes, and I logged on to log off, and you all was still here. So thank you. I finally reached my destination. You all like and subscribe to the channel. I still both. Some people can't handle both heads and tails, but I still have a large XRP portfolio, but I'm still, every time Bitcoin crashes, and Biden could go ahead and crash it some more, I'll thank him for that. He do me a favor as he exit out of office. Right? Biden, don't forget, don't have dementia when it comes to that. And the lowest I can get Bitcoin right now, I'm still getting Bitcoin as well. I still dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Okay, y'all have a great rest of your night. Peace. I love you all. Yeah, I do fuss. That's not for you all. That's for the little trolls that come in. Right. I love you all. Peace. Queen out. You're so welcome. What about selling some of your XRP and buying into properties? I thought about that. I thought about that real estate, but new housing construction right now, they're just finishing up with what they already started. And mortgage rates are still high, 7%, I think. And then housing market is still high. I mean, it's gonna be like a needle in a haystack. I'm not saying you can't find any good real estate deals right now. Like my last real estate deal, I got a um, two bed, two bath condo for like 50K. You're not gonna find it anymore. And so right now I'm into multiplex and things like that. And I was thinking about that today, but I'm looking at the thousand I would have to spend out and my taxation on that real estate. And it would probably just benefit me better, honestly, to just stay in crypto and take my altcoin gains and just flip it into Bitcoin. That's my plan. That's my plan. Your taxation on that though, it depends on if you're a trader and if you're flipping in profits and how long you hodl. I know some people say, oh, you still have to pay taxes on it. It depends. Now, if you're a trader, yes. Like if you're a trader and you're trading XRP profits into Bitcoin, you do. But if you've held those assets for over a year and you hodl it and you switch those profits, then the taxes work differently. So get with your tax advisor. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I'm so thankful I was able to drive and reach my destination. My whole thing is I want to pull enough money out of crypto that I can pull out of the matrix as much as possible. Some people are going to have some out of country accounts because they're going to have some checking accounts out of country. Um, the thing is, most people once we get into real digital dollars and CBDCs, is they don't want to switch to or cash out. This is what a lot of people are going to do though. Novice people, they're going to cash out and they're going to, you know, think they're getting into cash or CBDCs or whatever. And then once you do that, I'm pretty sure Trump said this also. He want to protect your self custody wallet because there are some countries that they ban their citizens for buying crypto. Like you can't even buy it. And we may see the United States come to that. We may see uh, the United States come to that. But what you want to avoid at all costs, and I'm not giving you financial advice. We just talking, right? Entertainment purposes only. Is getting back into this cash system and not getting to assets because that's what the banks do. They take the cash and they get the real assets. Now, if you can find a great real estate deal that's going to cash flow you a good location, good price point, some tenants, good paying tenants, then that makes sense, right? Or you can hold it in physical coins, precious metals. But if you're talking about 5, 6 figures, or even millions, 7 figures, then you have to know that game of what broker to take you to, your precious metals, how to store it, how to protect it. Me personally, I don't feel like having multiple millions in silver. Just because of all of that, I don't feel I'm not gonna bury it in the back of my yard or anything like that, and keep my guns on point. But that's about the best way to store it, right? And so you have to find someone to store it for you that's trustworthy, and the business is not gonna take off with it. Um, so other bank account overseas that's trustworthy, because you don't want it back in banks, but you'll flip it back to digital dollars if you do that. And really, if you know how to analyze good real estate deal, that's it. Michael Saylor says he's just going to keep his in Bitcoin and crypto. That's what he said. He said he's not going to physical assets. He's going to keep it in Bitcoin. But that's Michael Saylor. That's why when it comes to crypto, if we can convert some of it into tangible properties and different things, then we don't have it all in cryptocurrency. Yeah, converting to assets. Assets for assets, not assets for depreciating value. All right, you all. I love you. Subscribe to the channel. You said you can listen. You can listen to me. I'm extremely intelligent. You can listen to my southern accent. Thank you so much as well. Love you. Queen out.